Hi Monroe, this is Mrs. Fisher. I'm going to teach you a new game today. It's very similar to the regular matching game where when you turn over one card you're trying to find a match. Let's say you have 9, you turn over 9, you're looking for another 9. But this is a different version of that, and instead of trying to find an exact match, you're trying to find the match that equals 10. That would complete that 10 frame. So you're looking for, if I turned over a 9, you would be looking for an ace, and that equals 1. If you turn over a 10, you would be looking for a queen, because the queen is 0. Okay? And so you play the game just like a regular matching game. Now what I've done is I've only chosen 12 different matches. And then I shuffled the cards, and that would give me 24 cards. You can make it harder by having an additional 10 matches, and that would complete the deck if you took out the kings, jacks, and jokers. Okay? So if you wanted to have a little bit more of a challenge, you could do it that way. So if I turn over 2 cards, I turned over a 2, so I'm looking for an 8. And I turn over a 4. Well, 2 plus 4 does not equal 10, it equals 6, so I turn them back over. And then it would be the opponent's turn. And you would keep taking turns like that until all of the matches have been made. Now, the person who turns over and makes a match, then they get to go again. Okay, so that's how the game is played. It's matching, but matching with making a 10. I hope you enjoy the game. Bye.
Hi Monroe, it's Mrs. Ireland. This week's theme is carnivals. So I tried to think of what game do I always see at carnivals or fairs, and there's always some sort of basketball shooting game. So this week's movement activity to connect with reading is called basketball blending. So here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need to set up 3 hoops for yourself. Now your hoops can be, you can see I have a trash can, a baby doll crib, a bin that I emptied out. You could also use a box, whatever you have. And then you're also going to need to write some letters on paper or cards, or even if you had magnetic letters, you could use those. So then in your first can or your first hoop, you're going to need consonant letters. That's going to be your beginning sound. In your middle hoop, you're going to need vowels. So that's going to be your middle sound. And then at the end, you're also going to need more consonant letters. So that's going to be your ending sound. So then we are setting ourselves up to sound out and blend consonant, vowel, consonant words. Then the only other thing you need is something to shoot into your hoops. So if you had like a small foam ball, you could use that. You could use rolled up socks. You could use a small stuffed animal. Anything that you could shoot at those hoops. And then you're going to need a place to shoot from. So I used a Barbie. And then the idea is I'm going to shoot in the first can. I cannot go up and get a letter out until I actually make the basket. So if I made it. So then I run up, pull out my beginning sound, consonant letter, come back, shoot in my second one. Oh, try again. Oh, I think we'll count that. Pull out a middle sound, and then shoot at the end. Oh, I made it. And pull out an ending sound. Then the final step is to sage sound and blend them together. So J-M, Jim. Jim is a real word, that's a name. Now, there is a chance when you shoot, you would actually not make a real word. For example, I could have pulled out H-O-X. So if I blended that together, ox, hawks, It's not a real word, but that's okay because we're practicing the skill of blending. One way to make the game a little bit more challenging is in the beginning sound hoop, you would actually put blends. In the middle hoop, you'll still need vowel sounds, but then at the end, you could also put ending blends. And then you would still do the same shooting, choosing out letter sounds, but then you'd have more sounds to put together. So bull and blend. And again, you could get some nonsense words, but that's okay. I hope you enjoy playing basketball blending.
Good morning, Monroe Eagles, and welcome back to Mrs. B's Poetry. Boys and girls, did you know that last Friday night was supposed to be our Monroe Fair, and we weren't able to have it this year? I really missed the fair. It's one of my favorite things at Monroe all year long. I missed funnel cake, but most of all, I missed seeing the boys and girls and moms and dads with their smiling faces just having a really fun time. Now, the Monroe Fair is what you might call a medium-sized fair. A big fair is sometimes called a carnival or a festival. And our theme for this week, boys and girls, is Carnival. Right down the street from me, I have a fire company, and they have a big carnival every year. And during their carnival, they have fireworks. And I know you all enjoy fireworks. And our poem this week, boys and girls, is about fireworks. Let's listen carefully. It goes, crackle, pop, whiz, zoom, up they go, high into the night. Whiz, zoom, colored stars, shining bold and bright. Whistle, whoosh, shooting up, flying really quick. Whistle, whoosh, way up high in the clear night sky. Crackle, pop, what is this? Purple, orange, and red. Crackle, pop, shooting up, diamonds above my head. Now, boys and girls, for our explore part today, last week we talked about adjectives and they were words that described. However, this week we're going to talk about another kind of word, and that's called onomatopoeia. Wow, that's a big word, isn't it? Onomatopoeia. See if you can say it with me. Onomatopoeia. Let's clap the beats in it. Onomatopoeia. That's 6 beats in that word. Now let me tell you what onomatopoeia is. Onomatopoeia is when the word that you say sounds just like the sound that it makes. For example, squish. Doesn't that sound like your foot stepped into the mushy mud? Or bang! Doesn't that sound like a door slamming because the wind caught it? Moo. Doesn't that sound like a cow mooing? Onomatopoeia are fun words. And I'm going to read to you the poem a second time, and I want you to listen for the words that are onomatopoeia. Crackle, pop, whiz, boom, up they go, high into the night. Whiz, zoom, colored stars, shining bold and bright. Whistle, whoosh, shooting up, flying really quick. Whistle, whoosh, way up high in the clear night sky. Crackle, pop, what is this? Purple, orange, and red. Crackle, pop, shooting up, diamonds above my head. Boys and girls, I hope you heard the words crackle, pop, whiz, zoom, whistle, whoosh. Crackle, we did that one, sorry. Crackle, pop are all great onomatopoeia words. See if you can think of another onomatopoeia word that tells how do fireworks sound when they explode over your head. Did you think of bang? Did you think of crash? There's all kinds of fun words of onomatopoeia. Now, boys and girls, for our landing activity today, we are going to make fireworks with crayon resistance. Now, I'm going to move this out of the way. What you're going to need is you're going to need paper. You're going to need a wet paper towel. And when I say wet, boys and girls, I don't mean drippy wet. I just mean, run it under the faucet and wring it out. You're going to need a Ziploc bag that Mom keeps vegetables and whatever inside of. And you're going to need a crayon and water-based markers, okay? Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your crayon and you're going to draw fireworks. And that's how I kind of see fireworks. They look like that. And up here we might have some little sparks flying off of them. All right. So that's what I used my crayon for to dry the fireworks. Now the next thing I'm going to do is take my wet paper towel and I'm going to take it across my paper. I want my paper to be wet, but not drippy wet. Just damp. That's a good word. It means a little bit of wet. Then I'm going to take my Ziploc bag and I'm going to take, that's better. And I'm going to take my wet marker or water-based marker and I'm going to scribble on it like that. There's pink. And I'm going to use some, whoops, there we go. Some purples and put it on pretty good and thick. And then I'm going to take blue. And I'm going to take green. You can pick whatever colors you like the best. Then we're going to take our hand and stick it inside the bag and we're going to go swish all over the paper. And you can go around, you can go up and down. And if it isn't dark enough for you, then you can go over it a second time. Boys and girls, you can also make fireworks with straws and food coloring if you don't have markers. You can put the food coloring and drop it on your paper and then take your straw and blow through to make your fireworks explode. This is the one that I made for tonight, or today rather, and yours I'm sure will look even better. Boys and girls, thank you for being with me again this week for Mrs. B's Poetry. I hope you have a safe week. I hope you are well, and I hope you enjoy the sunshine. Bye-bye.